Hello, everyone. Welcome back to SAT Math Question of the Day with Professor Emeritus Seth Chaiken at University of Albany and his brother Joel Chaiken. We're here to show you how to approach SAT math questions. This is from a non-calculator section, question 2, so your brain is sort of fresh here. Just the second question. Okay, here we go.
Okay, so let me do that.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, this looks like a follow your nose question.
Okay.
So here we go. Let's follow the nose. They tell you what f of x is, and they tell you that f of 6 equals 7. So you just write it out. Just, write out carefully. And I think I would write this out rather than try to do it in my head. 7 equals f of 6. And from what's given, f of 6 is 3/2 times 6 plus b, right? And so that's a b. So this is if we knew b, we could figure out what f of minus 2 is. So I'd like to find b. So we solve for b, right?
Yep.
70. Right, so let's solve for b. I am tempted to cancel the 2, factor 2 out of the 2, and the 2 out of the 6 to get 3. And so we have 7 equals 9 plus b. b equals 7 minus 9, which equals minus 2.
Right.
And then f of minus 2 equals 3/2 of minus 2 plus b, which is minus 2. Okay, right? And, cancel the 2's. I get minus 1. So I get minus 3 plus a minus 2, which gives you a minus 5, which is answer A.
That looks great. Yeah, that's plain vanilla standard solving for B, given a point on the graph.
But I think rather than solve, we get to solving for B by following your nose, following with your nose the information that's given.
Yep.
Until you get information that will give you the answer. Okay?
Yeah. You just basically use this. Use this to solve for B. And then once you have B, then you can apply this thing, f of this. And you have to know that f of 6 and f of 2 is a notation that means evaluate the function when x is this number or when x is this number.
Yeah. So, again, the other way of seeing it is the question is to find f of minus 2, and they tell you a formula for f, but the formula has an unknown quantity b.
Right. So first,
But then they give you further information, which when you use that information, you get an equation that you could then solve for b.
Right.
So then when solving for b, you know what b is, and therefore you could figure out what f of x is for any x,
right,
and then you apply it to finding f of minus 2.
Right. Yeah, I don't think there's much else to be said. I was thinking if there's any really brilliant, unbelievable way to do this. It doesn't seem like it is, and if it is, it's not worth your time trying to figure it out. You could just do it exactly the way Seth said. You solve for b, and then you use b to get f of negative 2. And again, this is also
it's you might see at the onset that the key step in the problem is to solve for b using the information that f of 6 equals 7. But you could be led to that conclusion by just following the data that's given in the problem, with your nose.
Right.
Do the calculations that you can, from the information that you have already, the calculations that you can do lead you to answers that enable you to do the next calculation.
Right.
So
It's
from
like,
one, so it's going. It's like it's taking a war. You put a journey starts with the first step. After you take the first step, you take the next step, second, and then the third step, and maybe the fourth step, and you're there.
right. I make the analogy of crossing a stream, and here
Yeah,
are some nice red stones, you know, and then you're crossing the stream.
yeah,
It's fun to jump stones across a stream. First you jump to this stone, then you jump to this stone,
yeah,
then you jump to this stone, then you just basically it's a very, very simple two-step problem.
yeah.
Yeah. And the thing is that I can see they purposely put in they put in too many negative twos in this problem, just sort of confuse you, right? B is -2, F of this is -2. And so you got
F is taken of -2.
yeah, you got a lot of negative twos here, right? Because
Yeah,
B is
yeah,
-2. I'm sure they did not do that. That's not a coincidence that they purposely designed it to have a lot of negative
yeah,
twos floating around, so that you
yeah,
have to keep track as to which -2 is what. B is
yeah,
-2, but also you're evaluated -2. I'm sure that was not a coincidence.
yeah, yeah.
God forbid anyone with dyslexia, confusing what numbers are, you got a problem because you got all these -2s floating around. You don't know which one is which,
No,
right? So you got to
right.
keep really organized, like Seth did, and let the
Yeah,
paper do the
I
thinking.
had a thought since over the weekend that doing algebra could be very difficult for someone who's dyslexic.
Absolutely,
It's
of course.
because doing algebra the way people are taught to do it involves using your eyes to fix on things, and to fix on things and keeping things in order.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah. In particular,
I
look at
don't
this
know.
question. You got too many -2s floating around. You
Well,
really
not
do.
just that. It's any kind of algebra,
Yeah.
whether negative to whatever. And the more symbols there are, the more complex the expressions, and the more things that the eye has to track. And people with dyslexia, they have trouble using their eyes to track things.
Yeah. Oh
So
yeah.
I wonder if there are any special, any particular strategies that work when they're taught to dyslexic people to do algebra.
Well, have you ever heard? I mean, we should really tell everyone to go because nobody has to hear this stuff, that extra stuff. This is the after party. Well, we'll only talk for a few more minutes about this. But, okay, everyone, if you like us, dislike us, send us emails about what type of problems you want to see, SAT questions you want to see at SAT Math Question of the Day, and then we'll do a little after party. Seth, have you ever heard of algebra tiles? Have you ever heard of algebra?
I can't say I have, but I can imagine what they are.
Look it up on the internet. I can even, when we see each other for Thanksgiving, I can give you some algebra tiles with some instructions. I can never figure out how to use these things, but apparently you could solve equations using algebra tiles. It's like a big thing. It's a big thing, and I could never figure it out. I could never, ever figure this out. I sort of understand it, but I'm not going to spend the time playing around with algebra tiles to learn how to do algebra tiles. But I'll send you some. I mean, on Thanksgiving, I'll bring up some.
Yeah.
And look on the internet, learn how to do algebra using algebra tiles.
Oh, so are they physical things?
Yeah, they're physical things.
Yeah, so you own a set of them?
Yeah, you own a set, and then they're different sizes. And then you balance equations. You have these things, and then frankly, it actually works. It actually solves equations. But
yeah.
Yeah, so anyway. So you can always look up algebra tiles.
Yeah.
Be prepared for algebra tiles.
I wonder, are there expressions pre-printed on them?
No. They're physical tiles, and there's nothing printed on them at all. You have the 1 by 1. You have the 1 by 2. You have the 1 by 3. You have the 2 by 3. And
All
then
right.
somehow
So
you move these things around and you solve the equation.
so you write on them.
No, you don't write on them. You just move them around. Look it up. Look it up later.
Okay. All right. I'll look it up. I'll
Look
look
it
it
up
up.
later. Solving algebra
Okay.
through algebra tiles.
Yeah, but I could imagine that if you take, blank tiles
Yeah,
with
no.
a surface that's easy to write and erase.
No, that's cheating. That's cheating. These are physical things that you move around.
I know.
With no writing.
I heard you, but and the idea is that I could think you could do algebra if you take you get yourself a collection of tiles because they're easy to move around and they stay in place when you put them on the table, unlike slips of paper. And you have like a dry erase marker, and you write the relevant symbols, one symbol on each tile. You put them on a flat surface. One of the tiles will have an equal sign on it, and you move the tiles around.
Yeah.
That's a different idea.
That's a different idea. Yeah, I don't know.
All right, well, I'll look it up on the web, and then we'll talk about it.
Yeah, no, thanks. I'll bring you up some aperture tiles, and you can play with them. Okay, everyone. Yeah. Have a great day, and we'll hope to see you tomorrow. Okay, bye-bye.